Well, hello there, friends and fans of Bob's Barn Workshop. It's been a while since I've made a video. I happen to be on vacation at Black Lake this week, and just happen to have a huge flock of Canadian geese out here in the shallows. I got a big shoal out front. Anyway, goose season starts in 2 weeks. They'll probably all be gone by then. Out here on the sun porch, and I'm just going to review some of the stuff I did. I don't really have anything I'm going to build today or work on. This sun porch I put together, I think it was about 2008, 2009. It was nothing but a treated lumber deck with 4x4 posts and one of those plastic corrugated roofs. Well, we wanted a real room that we could heat in the fall and everything, so I designed the roof and the beam and put a center beam in it, of course, and I went out and bought custom windows at our local Morristown Fuel and Supply, building supply. So if you're in the North Country near Morristown, they're a wonderful place, wonderful people. Tracy is the proprietor there. She knows her stuff. Anyway, so I had these custom sliders because I wanted as much glass and open light as I could get, just almost like a screen porch. So when all the windows are open, it's like being outside. We spend 90% of our time at the lake here. Our fire pit, right out in the yard, down to the lake. What have I done inside? Well, 2007, this used to be one of those just cheap old aluminum trailers, and it was getting so it was leaking here and there, so I ended up putting on, with the help of the local Amish, a steel roof, new vinyl siding, popped out all the old crappy trailer type windows, put in real vinyl windows, again from Morristown Supply, and I did the pine trim around the windows in here. This one is a real small window, was in the front, so I had to tear out this whole wall. Now it's hard to see that the sheetrock here, this was that pre-finished stuff like you get in most trailers. The wallboard here I just tried to match with a light blue that would match the tone of the pre-finished stuff, because I had to strip all the sheetrock off in this wall all the way over to the kitchen cabinets and put this 4x6 in instead of the little tiny one that was in there. Put bigger and prettier windows in all the bedrooms. To put the siding on the outside, I ended up going to the Amish sawmill and buying 1x4 pine, of course, rough sawn, and then I put a vertical furring strip down each stud on the outside and around each window, so it gave me a nailing flange for the new flanged windows to drop in. So that was something I did. Years ago I made the screen door for the back door here, but now I need to make a new door, which that one's falling apart. We did the coffee bar last year. One of the things I did quite a long time ago, the bathroom never had an exhaust fan, so I put the exhaust fan in when we did the roof. So that's all I've pretty much done inside. I'll show you the structure of this porch. The wildcats around here. That one happens to be Teddy. He's only a year old and he weighs 16 pounds. Tammy, she's let's see, 6 years old. She was a stray. Teddy was a stray. So anyway, you can see the structure of this old deck, and you can still see the 1x6 planks that I actually put OSB flooring over the top of before I put the vinyl down. I added some bracing and 4x4s and pillars. Underneath the house trailer, this was just shaddily blocked up when they put it in here in 1993, so over the years I have been digging down to the bedrock, pouring concrete pads and building cinder block pillars and filling them with concrete. Now this one you can see sits right on top of the surface, the footer, because there's bedrock there. You cannot dig, it's solid rock. Over here it was quite a bit deeper. There's probably 2 or 3 blocks below the water line, below the soil line surface. So you get a better view of what the porch looks like now. We just use one of those little electric plug-in heaters in the winter time, and it heats it plenty. And back in history, 2007, we built this barn. This barn was built with plans from a company called barnplans.com, and Mr. Daniel Goodrich runs that company. Dano, they call him, because at the time he lived in Waimanalo, Hawaii, on the island of Oahu. And we actually went over and visited him and rode around on Harleys one day, so that was pretty cool. Great guy. Of course, I put in the 2 barn doors. Let's go inside for a minute. Matching siding, of course, steel door. This room is like 11 by 28, which is the main stairway to the upstairs is in here. I built in this, it's kind of hard to see it because it's a mess. Built in the sink console and whatever here for gutting fish, whatever. Of course, the fridge, you got to have the beer fridge at the lake, don't you? Leftover doors from a remodel at home. And oh look, our old friend. The Astrovan is here because I'm using it to travel from the Thousand Islands over to Lake George. I built my tool shop down here. Keep all the tools in here. Hardware, main 200 amp panel. Our sewage transfer pump, which runs from the toilet, which is upstairs. I finished the upstairs into 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and a storeroom. I can't go up there right now because my wife is working. She works at home. And home, when we're at the lake, is in the upstairs office / bedroom here, where our master bedroom is, where I sleep like a baby. Alright, what else is going on here at Black Lake? Well, we got a call last week that we had a tree down in our yard. And this giant ash tree has fallen across the shoreline. And luckily my neighbor had cut up a lot of it where it was over my power line to the dock because he was afraid that it was going to short out or something. And he was a woodcutter, his son, so the first day I was here I cleaned up and cut up all the brush along the shoreline, and you'll see some of the remains of what was left of the tree here in the ashes. Let's see what else. We're going to have the shoreline here dolled up with some more big rubble to help keep the erosion down, and a boat ramp concrete pad poured in here. But back to this big tree. So, muskrats and mink have lived under this tree for years, and I just thought there was a crevice. But wait till you see this. You see the holes and stuff down here? And you can see shells and debris and stuff in there. And look at how this one's all eaten up by, I think, ants. There are beetles that are eating these trees. This is an ash called the emerald ash borer. But truthfully, I don't see any holes where they've drilled into the trunk. I think they came in from the bottom. Now, years ago we had a chain holding our boat that got grown in, but look underneath this big tree. Look at the cavernous place in there. I could fit in there. When this stump is gone, I could fit inside that hole. I don't even know what it looks like up inside. I'm going to just hold the camera up in here and hopefully it'll be able to autofocus. And there's a ginormous cave in here. No wonder the animals have been living in here for years. Unbelievable. So I'm afraid this thing is going to drop any second. So we have tree surgeons coming. The only thing, saving grace I can say, is these roots out here look pretty good. Keep it from falling over immediately. I've been afraid to disturb this log just in case it's doing anything to hold this tree up. But this tree is ginormous. Look at it, it's like 2 foot thick, 70 or 80 feet tall. And then I've got this other one next to it that leans over the lake property and leans over the dock. Now this is mid-August, and you can see the lake's gotten pretty green with algae because it's calm today. Got my aluminum docks that I bought a few years ago, so I don't have to put wooden ones in on wheels. I can just drag them out with the car. But that's what I'm up to. Cormorant. quacking at me. Alright guys, well, maybe I'll add some film to this when the tree cutters get here tomorrow. I hope they got a big boom truck. We had somebody come once 3 years ago and take a couple trees out. And then the other worry is I got one more big tall ash right up behind my trailer. And it leans over the trailer. If it falls this way, it's going to cut the building right in half. I may have them take that bigger one out. Teddy is keeping a good eye on me, isn't he? He's a gorgeous boy. He's a nice cat. Got somebody coming to look at my sailboat today. There's a trailer I built 12 years ago from scratch. Only thing I bought was the axle and the springs. Bought the steel at a scrapyard. Alright. All that is just a big ladder. The main beams of that trailer are 3 by 4 inch, and the cross beams are 2.5 inch square. Got this little sailboat for sale too, and I'm hoping he takes it because I just can't handle it anymore. It's a Chrysler Privateer. I keep it on the sawhorses to keep the grass from growing up and getting it all nasty underneath. Alright guys, well this has just been a boring show, but sorry, we'll see what happens. All my toys here at the lake. Lake property is always work. Take care, God bless guys, we'll see you next episode.